It's game 5. Trick Esports and Method heading to the wire here as both teams continue to bring it out. You know what, Kelador? I wouldn't have had it any other way between these two teams. Teams that have had some roughness lately in terms of being able to be consistent. And here, at least we're getting to a game 5.
Yeah, and that, again, could throw a bit of an X factor into the ring as well. But for me, still, the one thing that stands out is that game 5 is more or less presented by the missing swap in on Cursed Hollow. Was that game 2, game 3? It was game 2.
Yeah, it was game 2. Well, we had that happen on Cursed Hollow with the roaming Zool, and he could be 0-2 because of that. Let's go ahead and get ready for our 5th battleground. We're going to Towers of Doom. Trick Esport with the choice. First pick heading over to Method. One of my favorite battlegrounds to end a best of 5 series on.
Okay, first pick for Method on Towers. So Method on Towers, they kind of suck.
How sucky are they? I don't know how to make that elegant. How
much do they suck?
How much do they suck?
Always happy to teach you.
Thank you.
2 wins and 5 losses, and for Tricked, it's okay.
Yeah.
Third time they played, 2 wins, 1 loss, but yeah, Method hasn't really found their stride on the battleground. I mean, it doesn't really tell us too much just yet. It's still one of those things, of course, where you have to put it in perspective. Tricked has only played 3 times there. Yeah. How much can we really infer from that? But still, it's one of the battlegrounds where, with looking at the stats, Tricked is saying, okay, they don't seem to be too strong here. We feel we have a pretty good grasp of how to run the map, so let's just make that the last battleground here and decide the series.
One of those battlegrounds that really comes down to the shot calling. When to give up things, when to control things, that bottom lane too.
And it's another map where you can go for double lane soak, so that's where Alex is probably going to try and... I would say there's a good chance we're going to see the Auric again from him, but there's a couple of other picks that he could go for here. We've been talking about Zool a bit earlier in that kind of failed Cursed Hollow game, but any kind of hero that allows him to have the impact on the side lane, maybe get the double lane soak in, that is something that Alex is going to look for.
Same for Ethereal, man. Side lane, very important on this battleground. This meta seems to be very side lane heavy. When are they wanting to rotate in? When are they double soaking? When can they force that fight? When can they sneak their opponent? Lots of things to consider here as we head into that game 5. Method opens up with a ban on Medivh and Trick Esport. See what they're going to ban out here. You're going to be the Abathur?
Tracer, also another hero that he could ban out. Abathur is a good one, since they really don't like to go up against the hero, and it is a hero that excels on Towers of Doom. But then you have to feel, okay, do we want to deal with Tracer, yes or no? Because if we start with any other ban, with Abathur, for example, Method could head into a Malfurion pick on the #1 slot again, and could then threaten, so to say, the second pick Tracer.
Sure.
And then Trick have to think about, okay, do we pick Tracer again for ourselves? Are we falling into the same kind of trap that we had in the last game, or how do we deal with that spot? Personally, I actually would just say ban out Tracer and be done with it.
But thinking about it here, they want to take away from their opponent.
I feel for them it's going to be the decision between those two.
Yeah. Abathur, Tracer.
There's still Maiev to consider.
Genji too.
Genji, I really thought they would not have a problem with Genji. Between Tracer, Abathur, and Maiev, I was pretty sure those are the 3 that they're looking at. But yep, they go into a ban on Genji instead. Letting Maiev through, which has been played in 2 games now by Method, successfully at that. Hanzo is available. You have the opening with Malfurion, which Method has now shown a few times. But we could also, again, see them heading straight into Maiev and playing around that, playing around the cage, playing around the tether, trying to just simply play displacement.
And don't forget, Tracer as well with Ethereal playing it last week. Ethereal might want to play that here. Schwimpy also, a wonderful Tracer too.
Malfurion opening again, so as expected. So now you're threatening Tracer on the #2 slot. And Trick could try and pick Tracer for themselves, or if they don't, they should at least think, okay, how do we deal with her? Well, Nubarak and Maiev are not necessarily a bad start to that.
So we get our Maiev. We have a Nubarak for follow-up. Number of advantages in fights. Remember showing off the Nubarak before in the past. We'll see if they can get the aggressive plays they want. But Method, what are you going to pick here with the Malfurion? Will we get the Tracer out? We going to let her go?
With the Maiev setup that we are seeing...
There it is.
Okay, there's a Tracer. I feel that this is something where you can just expect it to happen. The Tracer, at least, that is. I mean, that's what we've been talking about as the draft started. One of the reasons why I personally would have banned her out, or I thought that Trick would ban her out, but apparently they're not too worried about her with the setup that they have now. Now, Maiev is a hero that Trick played a few times. They played her 3 times. They have a single win and 2 losses on Maiev. So they're going to try and see what they can do with that against Tracer, against Malfurion here. In terms of bans, there's still the question, is there a chance that Method again bans Varian out, which we have seen earlier. There are already 2 melee heroes on the side of Trick Esports. You have Maiev and you have Nubarak, which basically would mean that Alex would have to play Varian. Now, Alex has also played a fair share of Maiev lately, so there is some overlap that we have in the hero pool where you can actually argue, okay, who's going to play Maiev? Is Alex going to jump on the hero, or are you going to use that in any other way? Oftentimes, when you're talking about a solo lane Maiev, you would want to have an Abathur in your setup so that you can shift the balance on the solo lane a bit in your favor, but Trick isn't really known to be an Abathur team. There's a good reason why they ban out Abathur so much.
What do you think about that Muradin ban?
That's a bit curious.
Is their damage going to stay low here? I can see a place where you're not going for like a massive Tychus or anything, right? So you want to burn down that Muradin, but you want your Maiev to be one of your main damage dealers. And Muradin just kind of laughs at her with the ability that he has to be pretty tanky. Interesting ban from them, so I'm kind of curious about that.
Yeah, Muradin, I'm not 100% certain why you would jump to a Muradin.
I mean, he was a nuisance last game, jumping away from a lot of fights. Arcana did play well on him. Yeah. Maybe they think, hey, you know, he's a little scary on that. We'll have to ask them later if they win the series here.
I mean, they play a fair amount of Muradin. The thing is that they played Muradin Methodist on this map only twice in the 7 games that they played, and both of those games they lost. So it's not that they excel on. It's not that they have an insanely high pick priority on Muradin on Towers of Doom, where you would say, okay, through the research we know Method wants to play Muradin, so take him away here. They actually have the Abathur. Okay.
Oh.
All right. So now we're talking. Now, this is exactly the setup that I just talked about, and I didn't really expect them to go into the Abathur play because so far they haven't really played a lot with Abathur. They always wanted to get rid of him. They have talked in the past even how they are usually not a team that likes to play him even, but now they have a really good setup for this because now they can put Alex on Maiev, they can put him on the solo lane. Abathur is going to swing the balance in his favor. They have Karazim, who's also great with Abathur, of course, in the late game chase. So now all of a sudden they have a lot of tools, and it makes Tracer's life also a lot harder.
Karazim can chase her down. The Muradin with the attack speed reduction kind of makes a little bit more sense here because Karazim wants to be able to deliver those punches.
This is really interesting to me.
It's way different for Trick Esport.
Trick played Abathur once. Like, they really are not a huge Abathur team, and they played him once, and that game they lost. So at that point it was really, okay, it didn't really work out. But now they are willing to try that again. I'm already hyped for this one, because mainly from the background that Trick was really this team, they hate Abathur. Every single time we talk to them about them, they're like, oh no, Abathur, we don't want to play with him, we don't want to play against him. And it was in part 1 just their standard ban. First ban, Abathur, every single game. They just switched it up in part 2.
Can't beat them, join them. Trick Esport thinking about their final pickup here. They're going to need maybe another clone target. This could be...
range damage would definitely be something in their favor. I mean, I was thinking about Gul'dan a bit earlier, but then Greymane would be the better clone target. Jaina would be a better clone target than Gul'dan, for example. We're still missing something here.
I like Jaina because of what she can do with Maiev combo. And a new Breck setup too. Arthur's a good clone target, but I don't think you run triple melee, quadruple melee.
Yeah, you need some kind of range damage at least against that.
Cassia, Pulse One would be annoying to her.
Yeah.
But doable. Zul'jin's a good clone target, but I feel like Zul'jin has such a hard time in the meta, it's not worth.
Double leaning.
Thrall. They're going full melee.
Huh. I mean, okay, Thrall has poke.
Sure.
That's the one thing about Thrall. Yes, he's melee. Yes, he wants to be in the thick of things. You want to go in with a Wind Fury, with a Wolf. You want to go in that target. But if you go, no matter what build you go for, but especially if you go for Echo of Elements, you have poke available. So you have a continuous poke that you can use, and that poke is actually fantastic against Tracer in particular. So that definitely works. So you're not entirely... You don't need to entirely commit right away. You can poke with Thrall a little bit. You have some interrupt potential at least. You can put pressure onto Tracer whenever she shows up, especially with the setup here. Tracer comes out and you have Echo of Elements. You just drop 2 quick Chain Lightnings on her and she's already down to 60-70% HP. While Furion has to heal up on her, and then at some point you can start into the fight. But I still expect that some dedicated rain damage.
But are you going to have enough time against a Stitches who is looking for hooks constantly? The moment one of those hooks connects, the poke goes out the window. They're trying to soak on the off lanes. Gonna go out the window too because Blaze can get there to start clearing that up. It's gonna be all about dodging these hooks here.
I feel with this we're also very likely gonna get Palm. Usually you get 7-sided, but right now I think Palm would be the better setup here. So Karazim can dash in, can provide the Palm, and then you engage with the rest of the team, going in with the Nubarak, dropping the Cocoon as well, and playing around that. It's game number 5, and we are heading into it. Towers of Doom is the map, the final map in this series. A 2-2 score at this point, with Trick starting to the left with Crosby on Abathar and a Carapace build. Alex the Pro OG not on Maiev. He finds himself on Thrall since they drafted another solo laner. We have Grandpa Kete on Karazim, Make therefore on Maiev, and Remaballer on Anubarak.
On the right, Noah Thero playing Tracer. It's going to be Schwimpy on Tracer, Arcaner on Stitches, Athero on Blaze, Nick on Tassadar, and Curson to play Valkyrian.
Very melee heavy setup for Trick. A bit poke available through Echo of Elements on Thrall from the early stages, but they really need to commit heavily to team fights. And well, talking about commitment, Grandpa Kete already moving out here a bit as Arcana is hitting those hooks left and right at this point.
Trick does have a really good run them down composition too after they get that first couple of poke and soften up your opponents, as you mentioned.
Yeah, and we know how important it is for Trick to have the opportunities to run it down mid in particular. Already a Zero moving out here. Alex, of course, attempting to put the pressure on. This is where Abathar really starts shining. If you can shift the balance on the solo lane already and then you rotate another hero in and you can really start to threaten these. Because that gives Thrall now a bit of an upper hand at the top lane already against Blaze, so had to tap early. Now again, Make trying to put some pressure on down here. Shrimpy later on is going to have to be careful as well. But, yeah, Trick, this is just a setup where every single time you commit to a fight, you are in the fight. You can't just poke for an eternity from the back. So if you are falling behind in the game, then you're in trouble. If you start to get ahead, then you're in a fantastic spot where you can try and run the momentum.
A lot of focus here for Trick Esports. They don't want to fight the actual 4-man of Method. They just want to buy time with Abathar, so they're going to grab Sappers at the top and just completely offset the map. But that will allow Method to get aggressive on the siege camp to the bottom left. Already, though, remember, setting up and slowing that down, making sure Method does not start to push in that bottom lane. Good play by them there, as Trick can also rotate down and help out with the Sappers that are pushing in. They're going to need to, too, because Method, if they take down this fort in the bottom left, it's going to be hard for Trick to take it back with multiple melees. Yeah.
One of the things that, by the way, is really good for Thrall now that we have seen the rotations to the top lane is that with, hold your horses, Make gets rooted for a moment, is able to pull Arcana into the tower range. Grandpa Kete eats the bomb from Tracer, but everybody survives. But yeah, one of the things that's good for Thrall with the rotations that we've seen to the top lane is that he has a much easier time stacking the Echo of Elements when he has the lane control. And that's something that he gets through Abathar and the rotations, since Blaze was heavily pressured. So Thrall was able to move into these waves and just commit to his stacks. And now he's sitting at 14 stacks already, 2 minutes and 20 seconds into the game. That's pretty solid.
There it is. Gonna have Method working on building up another pulse bomb, but meanwhile Trick Esports grabs their Sappers to countermeasure back what happened already in their bottom lane. So in terms of Sapper control, Trick doing actually pretty darn solid. And now it's all about the 3 altar phase. Will we have Abathar attempt to grab the top left while the rest of Trick Esports rotates down?
What we just saw, by the way, is also, another good hook. Arcana on fire here today. Vault of the Wardens is being used, but Make might die here. Nope, there's Abathar, and the immediate pressure against Tracer. Well done. But what we've seen before is one of the things that Trick is going to try and do. And we saw Karazim jump onto Nick on Tassadar. And once that you have the assistance of Abathar and he really puts the damage out, Tassadar is going to be constantly pressured so much that he has to dimensional shift and move away. So the pressure against Tassadar and his low hit point pool is something we're probably going to see pretty consistently once that Abathar has that damage output and you can spec on 13, 16 more so into the spike thingy.
Trick trying to buy some time here so they can have Abathar soak, and Abathar rotates the bottom lane to body soak, but Athero, with the rest of his team, already sets up and grabs that ult to the top right, so a total of 8 shots going out for Method. Another hook! Arcaner, man.
Calm down.
Got a magnet on that thing.
Yeah, is he at 100%? Did he miss one? Not one that we've seen, right?
We'll just say 100%. And now he's going to miss every single one for the rest of the game.
How many hooks did that guy connect? It's over 9,000 already. There's the pressure immediately against Nick. Nick is going to be under a lot of that during that game. His hit point pool is something they're going to try and exploit, and especially his lack in mobility outside of the dimensional shift, which still has a pretty significant cooldown. Arcana gets attacked here. Again! I mean, calm down. He's smurfing at this point.
Arcana really wants to win the series.
Yeah, it seems so, right?
Hooks coming out constantly. Nick, the dimensional shift still is down. Remember, it's a long cooldown. Yeah. Trick finds a kill.
Exactly, and that's exactly what we talked about. First, Make goes in, forces him to use the dimensional shift. Second attempt takes him down then. So yeah, this is going to be a big, big target. And with Abathar even more so than anything else. And now Abathar has even picked up the extra damage on level 7 with a Needle Spine. So yeah, the range increased, damage increased by 20%. This is definitely going to happen a lot. Ancestral Wrath also for Alex against Arcana with a high hit point pool is going to be pretty powerful. Question for me still is, what are you going to take on 16? If you go into Thunderstorm, that's better against Tracer. But if you go into the Alpha Wolf, then it's of course fantastic to burn out the tank.
Blaze in the middle. Almost getting caught there. Grandma get really helping out Alex Aproji with these splits. Ooh, hook misses. Arcaner's washed up now.
Yeah.
Big mistake.
I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed.
I'm just disappointed. We're going to have this altar to the bottom south, and Method's already set up for it. Rimmer can slow it down, but he also has the need here to soak the experience here on the left side and also not reveal himself. He has one delay.
They're giving this up.
He drops it down, and yeah, the rest of esports are trying to soak up the lanes and push him in.
Yeah, hook connects again, but Abathur helps out, and they're trying to pressure at the top lane. So they're still giving this up. They're still saying, hey, we have Abathur, we want to wait until 10. So we're giving up the early game a bit, and we're trying to get value regardless. And actually, Aethero needs to be really cautious because Marke wants the tether, gets the tether. Now they're moving in. Alex is going for Aethero, and they are dropping him. Down he goes, and that's a nice kill confirmed. That could theoretically even lead into the bell tower being taken.
Yeah, they're pushing it down, and they're going to have to, especially with the sappers being grabbed, because you know Method's going to take the bottom left bell tower.
Alex doesn't want a 3-2-3 moment here, so he needs to move away from the bell tower.
Yeah.
If you go full lag F and you go down to that thing, it's never a happy moment. And those Twitch clips are fast.
They are fast.
But they get it eventually. The problem, of course, is the bottom. That's where Method responds. They are just saying we want bot lane control. You pointed it out earlier, if you have the bot lane control, you're trying to run the mercenaries through and get those extra shots delivered. So far, Trick is holding. They don't have Mule on Abathur, but they still hold onto the bell tower. And now with the level 10s, they're of course looking for that engage.
I really thought Meth was going to get that bottom left bell tower. It's slow, but you're right. It's still up and available. And now Trick Esports with the map control.
I really like what we saw from Arcana here. Immediately throwing out the hook once that we saw Maiev just like throwing the shadow out and saying like, yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Take it, take it. And that was a pretty cool move. But 10 now on both sides. We have also no force wall, obviously. I mean, with all the pressure that we've seen against Tassadar, you have to go Archon here.
Get that double dimensional shift. Trick Esports setting up for another fight. Goes for the Warden Cage, locks down Arcaner, 7-sided strike. He's still alive though, thanks to the heals. Earthquake comes out, and Arcaner gets flung. Cursin's next. Low on health. Tranquility isn't enough. Crosby goes in with a tether, but there's not enough hope. He gets a second tether as Make gets the kill.
Great kill here. 7-sided over the palm, even with the melee heavy setup that they have here and against the hooks because they want these isolation kills. And the 7-sided doesn't quite deliver, but they still get him shortly after. And that's 2 kills for Trick Esports. But Aethero already getting one of the ults at the top. So again, the even exchange. The Slug also delivering. Crosby's helping.
Double Maiev clone. That's terrifying.
Yeah. To be honest,
double tether.
even a double Anubarak is just absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Because you have those stuns available, and that is just brutal. So there's a lot that you can do.
Make goes in, setting up for another tether, but mostly to buy room for these sappers. Sappers come in and collide with the turret.
Now, Blaze is busy at the top lane trying to deliver here again. But also, don't forget that the last towers or the last altars that we actually saw only put 3 points down the core of Trick because of the bell tower count and 5 of Method. So we have a 25 versus 31 situation in the game now. Trick is actually, even though they are behind in the core points, starting to really take control of this. And this is the momentum building up that we've been talking about earlier. If you are ahead with this combo and you are this heavily engaged into these fights, you can really drive the momentum.
Especially when you get map control, you can catch someone on a rotation and
Yeah.
they go get experience, and suddenly you jump on them with a 7-sided strike and you just blow them up.
Look at Tassadar. He's already in a spot where he needs to be careful down here. Nika, of course, still has the wall, so that's a bit of an advantage for him. But at the same time, if he doesn't pay attention, he could be taken down within a second. He only has the 1 cooldown available outside of using his Archon. And we already have them with 4 men in position. And of course, Abathur is also there. So again, they're looking for an opportunity.
Working on that fort, get it down to about half health. Same thing in the top right corner though, as Blaze is finally taking that fort back. So at least they'll be able to have equal amount of shots to their opponents while one altar spawns. But that is the issue. It's only one altar here.
It's 13 against 12. Method doesn't really want to take this. If they get a hook, they would probably go for it. But outside of the hook landing, I don't really see them fully committing to it. They have taken the top back that gave them a fair chunk of XP, But right now, are they really willing to fight into this? They're going to try and see if Stitches can maybe set something up. But Remabola is already waiting at the side. And they're actually going in. 13 is there, but Stitches is nearly getting blown to pieces. There comes the Cocoon as they're trying to prevent him from entering the bunker. But he's still getting in. He gets the armor. Question is, can he still survive? That Tracer is nearly down. Now we have Remabola engaging again with the Nubarok, but Mark is also low.
Karazim, however, was able to use the time to channel. All they wanted to do was buy time. Can Grandpa Kid get out, though? Here comes another Carapace from Abathur, and he jumps to his ally and is able to survive. Trick Esports buys enough time, doesn't secure the kills, but they get 4 more points, and now they're starting to get a little bit even against their opponents, 25 to 27.
Still a pretty sick fight there.
Yeah.
I mean, at that
Between
point,
both.
yeah, you go for Stitches first, and then even the Cocoon coming out, trying to prevent him from going into the bunker probably here. Grandpa Keta, the healer, is not with the team as they're trying to go for Arcana again. They're focusing the tank here very heavily, trying to blow him up, but now the turnaround attempt as they're going for Nubarok. The hook hits hard, and Alex is this time in trouble, and he's not getting out of this one. Arcana is just connecting with these hooks. It's actually starting to become scary.
With that pick, Method, who has gotten this bell tower low, can make their play here to finally take it out, and they group up with the minions, and they'll be able to get popped out. So there we go. Bottom left bell tower down, and this is where it hurts for Trick Esport. With you having multiple melees on your side, it is difficult to take back your bell towers whenever they're grabbed. So they're going to grab Sappers at the top instead, and try to offset the map a little bit, and try and get Method to come up the top to defend.
Yeah, and again, like Arcana with the predictions hook, like the entire time he's landing one 200 IQ hook after another, and it's putting a huge dent into the confidence of Trick. The kill against Thrall just came from that. Even the earlier hook against the Nubarok put Remabola already in an awkward spot, even though he still had the Burrow in charge to try and escape here. But throughout all of these fights, Stitches has been landing them left and right, and he's been doing fantastic with them. So they need to be careful. Trick, that is, very careful with this.
Here's where Meth can get a really big lead, too. 3 altar phase. They can grab 2 of them. It's 10 shots. Putting Trick on the back foot. Trick trying to force a fight, but Bunker comes out.
I mean, they force the bunker cooldown. That's already big. So that's huge. But again, the hook connects. Okay, here comes the follow-up. 7-sided comes in. Earthquake is on the ground. Arcana, this time he's down. This is the kill. Arcana is dead, and Aethero follows the double kill, and it could be the triple as Curse is trying to go for Tranquility, but the stun is already there as they are moving in on Malfurion. They're trying to get him. The copy expires, and Malf actually walks away from this, but they're still zoning him out. Trace on the way down to the bot lane as the first altars are channeled through, but at least Shrimpy is going to grab one of them. Since they hold 3 of the bell towers, 5 actually, they're gonna get the shots in. But this is still a pretty tough game that we're seeing there. In terms of kills, Trick is still running this 6 against 1. But on the objective, on the core, we now have 17 points for Trick Esports and 21 for Method.
And now you start thinking about a boss. If a pick comes out, you can have Trick move over and grab that down with Karazim about to also hit level 16. He'll have the ability, if he wants to go to Way 100 Fist, which will allow for him to chase down Tassadar, chase down Tracer, and they're already getting these kills. The single target DPS damage has been wonderful for them. In fact, if he wanted to, after 7-sided strike, he can chase down the Stitches, which has been the main target for them.
And Stitches is exactly why we see Alpha Wolf now for Thrall. Alex going straight into Alpha Wolf. If he gets all 3 Wind Furies through after hitting the Wolf, that's 10% of the damage of the hero just simply gone. A Way of 100 Fist also taken. That's so much single target damage that we're having now. It's going to be great for them. Adrenaline boost taken on level 16 from Crosby. Not going into the slows, not going into the spike burst, but instead just trying to get the movement speed in. That helps targets to escape, that helps targets, of course, to make the rotations and also chase. And they're going for a quick boss move here too, because we see Method reclaiming the bottom bell tower, and Trick says, well, that's enough time for us to go to the top, get the boss, and put us onto exactly the same amount of points on the core as Trick Esports.
And that chase is actually really important for Make in particular. Being able to get on top of a target and get the tether off without having to use your teleport is a big pickup for them. With this top right corner, bell tower being focused down, looks like Trick Esport will be able to take that away, but Method answers back themselves here to the bottom left. And they're actually going to enjoy this trade if they can get this bell tower. With the 2 altars spawning in the middle and the bottom, it gives them a great focal point to choke out their opponent.
It gives them an insane point because they still will have some control over the bot lane. There's no escape path for the furthest altar on the map, the one all the way down to the bot lane. And up to the top, Trick hasn't even taken the bell tower. That was a pretty failed rotation for them. That didn't do anything for them. And now they are just trying to get at least an even trade in altars. They could try and get that. Yep. Grandpa Kid is going to get it. Blaze missed that just slightly, but here comes the fight, and Grandpa Kid moves in. Is he going to go for the 7-sided here? Not quite, as we have the bunker and the armor still in play. But again, the hook and the kill, and Upurak goes down.
Probably trying to buy some time here and slow down anyone that's trying to chase down Mage and Noxaproji, and they'll get away. Meanwhile, the Sappers in the top right corner were able to push forward and take down that bell tower, so it is still 13-13, and one Sapper even sneaks on through and gets straight towards the core. So Method looks for another fight. Arcaner comes in for a hook. There's a Malfurion root, but because of the hook missing, Trick Esports is fine and dandy.
Yeah, 13 versus 13 on the core. Once again, Trick down one player for just a bit, 6 kills against 2. Control taken by Method as they are now claiming the bottom mercenary camps. Get the first, could go for the second. Now going to try and escort them through. With Arcana here and his hooks, there's always the threat of a quick kill.
Has to be careful though. Minion Wave comes out and Grandpa Kid
Mid lane.
wisely Haze behind there.
Mid lane actually is starting to pressure the bell tower as well.
Is Trick just going to go straight for that bell tower? Give up these Sappers?
It looks like it. They're just starting to move in, at least to take the Minion Wave down.
There you go.
Shots fired. Minion Wave in the mid lane is being eliminated. Abathur's going to help out there. So that's going to be some extra damage on the bell tower. Not going to be too much, but they're also aiming for an earlier level 20. That's the thought process of Trick right now. Get the early 20 and play around that.
And they're dancing. They head to the bottom, but 2 altars spawn up, which may force their hand a little bit earlier. They're about to get level 19. Ooh, they even sneak into their opponent's Sappers here and grab those as well. While Method aims to answer back by grabbing the top right bell tower so they can have a number advantage on this altar grab if they go for a 1-for-1.
Yeah, Trick is trying to be a bit sneaky now. They're trying to take the middle, as we see Method taking the top. So it's still going to be even in terms of bell tower control, 4 against 4. You get this one, put a bit of pressure onto the bot lane as well. Abathur is still trying to hold the bot lane, by the way. So his whole idea is he has soak experience, try to put the pressure onto the bell tower to prepare that. Arcana again, yep, there's the hook, going for Alex.
Earthquake.
And immediately the Earthquake, and now they're going for it, and that could be a dead Stitches, but the bunker is there. Muck, on the other hand, is down. Can they get the counter kill? That's a big question, but the Tranquility is keeping everybody alive on the side of Method, and even the shields on Tacita, getting those through. Grandpa needs the dash, and he gets it, but Shrimpy is going to deliver the kill regardless. That's a double, make it a triple as Rema falls, and now full control for Method.
Method wants to take this bell tower at the top left.
Can they end the game now, though?
If they take the bell tower, they can.
No.
5-5. So they're going
Oh,
for
10.
it. Yeah. They're going for the kill.
I was looking at the wrong one. I was just like, wait, your math doesn't work out for me. Bot lane, that's where Thrall
Also sneak, though.
There's no way. There's no way. Stitch is going to hook that. I expected Thrall to go down to the bot lane and try to take the bottom bell tower.
That's what I was thinking too here. He's going to try and delay long enough.
There's no way he can do that.
Kirsten up here on the side.
That has to be game. They're waiting. Yep, they're getting it. GG as Method takes the game. Nice last one. Really well played here. Method with a victory.
Surprising that Trick was willing to put themselves on a spot here to fight. They were working towards that level 20. Now, to be fair, Stitches lands a money hook right on Thrall, which forced the issue. And so the call from Trick Esports said, all right, let's go for it. They drop the Earthquake and attempt to go for a full engage. At that point, I wouldn't have mind seeing maybe Abathur sneak up to the top left and get that altar, because they know they're going to lose that team fight with the Archon shelling away. You got Tranquility already popped. But a bit of an odd situation for Trick Esports as they were dancing around that top right altar.
Yeah, exactly. Now, not also the altar, but when they made the original transition to the top right to get the bell tower and gave up the bottom left, that really threw a wrench into their plans, because they lost control over the bot lane completely, and with the 2 altars spawning at the bottom, that made their fight already awkward, and at the same time, they allowed, through the mercenaries that got captured, just simply Method to push in more damage against the core and completely dominate the bottom area of the map, which you normally are trying to hold. So that rotation didn't really work out for them.
Still, Method coming in here, identifying that they have to win those team fights. Arcaner delivering on the Stitches. He continues to show more tanks every single weekend that we see him in the new role. Landing lots of hooks. The hook almost game-winning, actually, you can say there, landing it on top of Thrall, allowing for the team to find that choke and get those kills. So congratulations to him as Method get that 3-2 victory. That was a fun series to watch, man, all the way to game number 5. And actually, we have Kirsten here to celebrate a big victory. So let's go ahead and over to Kirsten from Method. Kirsten, you feeling kind of sunny right now?
Oh yeah, I feel pretty good.
You're feeling pretty good right now?
Game.
No shade anywhere, you're fine?
Is there a European meme battle going on that nobody really told me about? First we have Zelia the entire time, then we have Quacknix trying to step it up, and now you're coming in delivering from the get-go?
Nah, this is just how I look on a normal day, man. This is just my style.
Fair enough. I like it. Looks good on you.
delivering the looks, man, looking cool as a cucumber here. And speaking of it, you guys are going into game number 5, a close series both between you and Tricked Esports, but you find that money hook towards the end and get the win. What were the comms like when you got that hook?
It was a bit ecstatic, I guess. We were quite happy that, like, now we know, like, it's going good. We're probably gonna win. So it felt good after having such a long, close series, basically.
Yeah. You guys have been a bit of a drought lately when it comes to victories. You haven't had a hard time as of late. How are you guys feeling at the team right now as we gear up for the playoffs next week?
Well, it's been rough, that's for sure. It's mostly due to us having to adjust certain aspects of the team, and then that not working, I had to adjust it again. But I mean, we're slowly getting there, and I think right now we have a chance to qualify at least.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it. Over to Caldor.
I mean, talking about qualifying, you said you have a chance to qualify now. Who do you think is going to be the biggest opponent for you guys? And how much momentum are you going to take from this series now?
I think the scariest for sure is Liquid. They're just looking the best right now compared to others. Like, Zealots are the ones after that again, but they just don't look that good anymore compared to how they looked on the Clash. So for sure it's going to be Liquid.
From your perspective, I mean, are you guys back on track? You win the series today, and it was a hard-fought one. But do you feel that the synergy is now there, that also scrims are looking better for you guys? Or this is still one of those consistency things where you don't know from one day to another how the games are going to look?
I think right now we just need to work on some like cleanliness when we go in and like landing everything we want to get. But as long as that's happening, I think the strategies we're like developing, I think they're all working out great. So as long as we fix that, we're going to do great.
How is Arcana currently feeling in the main tank position? From the play perspective, he seems to be doing really well, but we also heard that when he was switching over into the main tank, it wasn't quite a role where he said, okay, this is going to be my preferred role in the game. Is he now feeling more confident in the tank spot, or is there just, how is the thought process there?
I mean, he's for sure still is inexperienced, I think, but like it's a slow process and he's getting there. I think with every day he's getting more and more confidence and it's just getting better and better. So with time it will be fine, I think.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, man, that's going to be it from
Thanks.
us. So congratulations on your big victory today over at Tricked Esports. A nice solid 5 games from you guys. I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Let us know what you're going to be working on for the next week of playoffs, and also give some shout-outs.
Well, first of all, shout out to my team. They did well, I think. It's a great game. Shout out to my sponsors, Method. Great work. And most important of all, stay in school, kids.
Stay in school, kids. Kirsten delivering the knowledge for you guys at home. So make sure to listen to his advice. It is important to stay in school.
Yeah, I can echo that.
Did you go to school, Caldor?
Huh?
Did you go to school? Did you go to school, Caldor?
Yeah, school, university.
And look at this guy, man.
Waited until I was done with my degree before I went full esports.
And now he's casting video games and stuff.
Yeah.
You guys could be Caldor. That'd be a big step in your life.
First step is definitely shave the hair off.
Shave the head, become aerodynamic, and you'll kill it, man. Let's go ahead and check out the schedule for tomorrow. We have one more day left here, and HGC League play.
Takes 10 minutes off the bathroom every day.
There you go.
The time that you save alone allows you to do so much.
Pure value.
The pure value right there, exactly. Tomorrow is going to be good. Diamond Skin versus Leftovers.
Crucible Bowl.
The Crucible Bowl, exactly. But I'm hyped for this one because that's really interesting. Both of them have been improving a lot. I want to see who takes it. And then, of course, and that's going to be a sexy one, Fnatic versus Liquid. And yes, Fnatic might already be qualified, but that series is still fire.
Yeah, we get a feel for how Team Liquid continues to perform. They have been on fire as of late. Will they be able to snag some momentum here, take on Fnatic, and prepare for the playoffs? And if they win the playoffs there, we'll have a bit of an idea of how that match is going to go at the MSB. So lots of good stuff to end your Week 10 here at the HGC.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be exciting. North America, of course, then also coming in with their last games as well. And then we're going to head into the playoffs, and it's going to be a lot of fun to see which one of the teams is going to pull through.
All right, well, that's it here on this Friday. Remember, one more day left. We'll see you guys tomorrow for more HGC Europe. Up next, HGC North America. preying on how Trick Esports plays as a unit of 5, trying to force these 5 look at the camp pushing. And we're going to have another fight as Cocoon comes out on Malfurion. Remember to get out the power slide. Sabo hitting. Arcaner is low. Make delivers a final blow. Schwimpy attempting to retreat here. Does he have the jet propulsion? Ooh, big Entomb. And Rimmer has a power slide mosh pit available.
Body Entomb, and they're starting to go in. Schwimpy is low, and he goes down as Make delivers.
Malfurion. Make trying to break him out so he can escape from the fight. But big knockcut comes in from Arcaner.
Yeah, Grandpa Cat at this point needs to be cautious, and here comes Maiev once again. Aethero actually goes in, and that was way too deep. At this point, he's just all alone, and he goes down. Nice ice block from Grandpa Cat, but how? Oh, the four-man mosh! I was just about to say, how long can he keep himself alive? But then it's Remaballer with the mosh of the ages here, getting 4 heroes, and that results in 2 kills shortly after.
Watch out in the Storm Bolt. Out comes an orb from Nick, but Make is able to go in for the engage at any point here. Cocoon goes out and hits Li Ming. Dragon Blade pop. Rimmer on the side here. Still have the Divine Shield too if he needs it. There it is. He gets damage, and Aethero falls.
Aethero is down, and it's not going to be the last one. The fight continues, and this time it's Genji who's actually dying here. The Divine Shield was over, and the resets are coming in for Nick, and he is using them. Make barely moving out of this. Grand Paquette is still on the run. He's most likely going to fall here next, trying to heal himself, but the stun hits home, and he goes down. And with that, you have to be careful on Phoenix side in particular, because once that is sundering and then the hit, then
combo.
A combo, tick, tick, and boom! Down goes Malfurion, and they are following it up with a Junkrat kill, and Thrall is dead as well. Trick goes in just as we're about to talk about the potential blow-up against Phoenix. They are dropping 4, and Wolf is not connecting here. So again, nice jump here, going straight for Arcana. Damage is out, the ley line is there. And here comes the tick-tick boom, they're going for it. The double kill, what a blow!
They did it!
Junkrat is down. They
actually did it!
So the perfect setup here, and Alex is just hopping around as Aethero is getting chased by Crosby. That's another kill. Hasn't died yet, contributed 4 kills to the kill count, and has done a significant amount of damage. Second highest, there comes it again. Are they going to pull it off? And they get the damage in. And here comes the salvo. And the salvo takes down Hanzo and Junkrat. Much.
Rimmer taking a lot of damage though. Combo comes out. Gonna have Malfurion focused against the wall, and Malfurion actually gets taken out. The Protector's still on the core though. It's dropping down to 50%. And Trick Esports is attempting to hold here. 18 to 20 with no healer up. Grandpa Kit, however, does get picked off. Tyrael is gonna be the next target, trying to pop out his own shields. And here's Odin.
You got that. Arcana again, yep, there's the hook going for Alex.
Earthquake.
And immediately the Earthquake, and now they're going for it, and that could be a dead Stitches, but the bunker is there. Make, on the other hand, is down. Can they get the counter kill? That's a big question, but the Tranquility is keeping everybody alive on the side of Method, and even the shields on Tacita, getting those through. Grandpa needs the dash, and he gets it, but Schwimpy is going to deliver the kill regardless. That's a double, make it a triple as Rema falls, and now full control for Method.